right, you ready?
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to the video where we are going to show you the new boat, right Katie?
Yes.
What do we call the boat?
Katie's Boat 2.
The Miss Katie Ree 2. And we're really happy to show you guys the new boat. So David and I were out. We actually caught a fish. Let's go check that out. And then I want to show you guys what we were looking at when we caught that fish. Another cast here, I'll bump us up to the island. Could have put the live scope down. That would have helped on some of these spots. Just give you an idea if you're seeing bait or anything around. But if there was something out here, we would have got a sniff.
Wow, spin that tube in this thing.
Yeah.
You're gonna see something.
There's one.
Oh yeah, little guy. He's hard on her. He was pumping on her pretty good. Yeah, that's good to see. I was gonna eat your second turn there because he was pumping there. He is.
Hey guys, welcome back to the new rig. We are in it right now. We got the first fish ever in the new rig, which we are probably going to call the Miss Katie Ree 2. That's coming, but I've held off wanting to show you guys this boat until we got a fish because we wanted to christen it. I spent a little bit of time out on Eagle last weekend. We did get skunked, seen some fish. Dave and I have been out today. We've been trolling and casting, right Dave?
Yeah, we have. It's a little windy, a little chilly, but it's a gorgeous day.
Yep, and I just raised one on a tube right after we said, oh, if there's a fish here between the tube and Dave's running a Suick, we're gonna see it. Fish come up, he turned hard, he took off, I cast back to him, I'm like, oh, I got him, Dave. And it hit on a tube. We'll have a quick look at the fish and then I'll show you guys what we're fishing out of here.
He's a feisty little bugger.
Yeah. So here's the red October tube, kind of a raspberry orange color. I'll get that out in a second. We'll get this fish out.
Just a little guy, but
he's got a little bit of girth to him for a short fish.
Got a lot of attitude too.
Of course, he's right around the hook here. Okay, we got him here. Oh, we had him, Dave.
Liar, liar.
Hey, now. Of course, I got line in my fingers. All right, here we go.
He's a fat little guy.
He is a fat little guy. So right there, guys, that's the first fish in the brand new rig. I'm gonna wager a guess, Dave, that this is gonna be the first of probably many.
I would say a couple, yeah.
I would say, right there, that's the first musky slime that's probably ever been in this boat. I don't know if the previous owner ever got any.
Well, it's a Manitoba boat, so I doubt it.
Nice clean looking fish.
And gone.
All right, guys, like I said, welcome to the new rig. I told everybody online that I wasn't going to get a tiller because I was getting old and we wanted a windshield boat. But after I sold the Bass Cat, I really thought what do I need in a boat? And I just wasn't sure. I've fished a lot out of David's boat. You guys have seen that on the channel, how well Dave's boat fishes, so I know how a tiller works. I fished out of big boats like Pro V's, like Richard's. Love that style of boat, but there's a trade-off with the windshield, right, Dave?
There is. They're nice on days like this when you got to go spot to spot, but the mobility is different. For musky fishing, it's nice to be without it.
And the other boat that I was really thinking about was the Pro V Musky Pro V Bass. That's one that's been on Dave's radar for a while. And I got to fish out of the 1875 Pro V Musky just recently with my buddy Mitch. Here's a clip here of us fishing Eagle Lake with it. I really liked that boat, really fished well, and I think it would really suit us. So I was down to Pro V Musky 1875 with a 200, or I was gonna go with a 2025 Lund Impact with a 200. And after I sold my boat, I had seller's remorse. I was like, I don't know if I can stomach a new one. I chatted with Dave, I chatted with Kyla, I chatted with Rich, and this big tiller come up, and it's a 2010 Lund Pro Guide tiller with a 150 Verado power steering. The previous owner, Leonard, took very good care of it, so thank you, Leonard. And when I went and seen it, I was like, I think I gotta have this boat. What's your thoughts on it, Dave, now that you've been in it?
Well, it's my boat on steroids, so I feel right at home, other than the fact that I don't know where anything goes anymore, but that'll come with time.
Yeah, it's all gonna come with time, guys, and I think it's really gonna suit our style of fishing and what we do with you guys on the channel. And I just think that come next summer and we have all this set up, and we'll be doing some videos over the course of the fall as I start to set a few things up on how we're gonna rig it. And I'll sign off for now, and we'll do a quick walkthrough of just what it is we got here. Thanks, guys. Hey guys, welcome back to the cave. Dave and I got our first fish in the new Miss Katie Ree boat, and this is my daughter Katie that we named the boat after. And the first boat we had, the Bass Cat, was named what?
Katie.
Miss Katie Ree.
Yeah.
And our little 16-foot tenor, we call the Miss Kenzie Bands after my other daughter. So we're really happy to show you guys our new boat. And as you guys can tell, we got a big tiller, which isn't really what I was looking for. I was looking for more of like a big windshield or that Pro V Musky. But it was a really cool compromise because it gives us so much room in the boat. And as we do some videos over the fall, we'll talk about it a bit more. But this one's really about the first fish that we caught in it. And we got it on the 10-inch big sexy tube. This one's kind of a raspberry with orange with the little Indiana blade or Colorado blade off the back. We've been throwing tubes all summer. I caught that one on the tube and Dave's like, holy, the summer of the tube, like go figure. But this setup here is the kind of spot that we look for all summer with tubes and with rubber. So we got a rock or a rock pile. In this case, it's like a seagull rock. It's just out of water. And it's pretty deep around it. And it has like a 16-foot, 20-foot trough out to what we would call a walleye hump, like a summer walleye hump. And north is up in this picture, and on this particular day we had a weird northeast wind, and we weren't actually going to stop at this spot, but Dave's like, you know what, that northeast wind's been pounding on this rock and across this walleye hump all day. It might be worth checking out. So we had tried a little bit of trolling, we had tried a little bit of casting, we weren't having much luck. And in the video you can hear Dave and I were kind of bantering back and forth. We're like, between a Suick and a rubber tube, we should have raised something. And just as I said that, I raised a fish. But I show you guys kind of our boat path, and that's how we always kind of work these spots. We want to stay off of it. And I always use the auto chart because with the auto chart, I can see the outlines of that really distinctly, and I can keep myself without getting on top of those humps. That's a big problem we see a lot of people doing up in Canada, is they come in and they'll cross across a spot like this, and in a lot of cases you're spooking fish off of it or you're on the wrong side of it. So in this case, we worked all the way around and we kind of fan cast in And we were just to the point where we were going to start to roll off of it because I was comfortable that we had covered it good. I cast out here. That fish come off of the edge, come in, did one hard turn, and then took off to the back of the boat. And you guys can see in the video, I just kind of did like a cast back or a bomb cast to the back. And I got about 3 or 4 rips in, and that fish hit me. And again, that's just classic. You got to be prepared to see which way the fish goes. If you don't get him in the 8, if you can see which way he goes, you have a chance at it. And on this day, we didn't actually even have the live scope set up. Had I had the live scope set up, you could actually probably follow that fish back. But in this case, it didn't matter. And what do we tell people all the time when you get a fish at the side of the boat? What do you have to do?
Figure 8.
You got to do your figure 8s, guys, especially up here on Shield Lakes. I did like that big loop. That fish turned hard. He took off, and I seen the direction he went. I cast towards him, and we were able to get not a huge fish, like not lengthwise, but a nice chunky early fall fish. And with our water temps on this day sitting in that 56 to 58 range, it's still too early for suckers, and we're kind of in that transition when it's going to be turning over. So you're going to have some days this time of year where you're not sure if you should troll or you should throw rubber, you should go shallow. We're kind of past that shallow bite up in my area. So it was all about throwing rubber, like the big sexy tube, and dive and rise. You can't go wrong with Suicks this time of year as well. So that, guys, was the very first fish we got in the new Miss Katie Ree 2 boat. And hopefully it's going to be the first of many. What do you think, Katie? Think we'll get lots in that boat?
Yeah, I think we'll definitely get used to that boat.
I think so, eh? And I think that'll be a good musky fishing boat. And hopefully you guys out there will come along with us for a ride as we fish through the fall and into next year. We got some really cool stuff we can't wait to show you guys. So as always, thanks for watching, and let's go wrap this one up. All right, guys, so on a day where Dave and I found a couple hours to get out, even though he's got sick, oh, you baby, you're sick, we managed to put one in the boat. It's the only one we really seen, eh?
That is the only fish, well, except for that walleye.
Seen a walleye, and I got bumped while trolling.
Bottom.
Could have been, I did get snagged once, but it was just, the point to come out today was let's get out in the new boat. Dave hadn't been in it. See how it fishes. Obviously, got to do a lot of setup to get it set up the way I want it, we want it. So it fishes our style.
And we know where everything is. It becomes second nature because that's half the battle.
Yep. But I think it'll work good. I am going to get some new mounts from Arc Lab. My buddy Ian's building mounts that slide into the Lund Sport Track. So I can mount my camera tower. I can mount my net buddy, the Musky Buddy for the net. And I'll have a couple options for putting cameras up. And I'll probably go ahead and probably hardwire some power ports for our cameras. Dave and I were looking at the back. We might make a little extension deck for casting because I always fish out of the back. So little things like that.
Yeah, a couple of Hooer lights and we'll be good to go.
Ooh.
I mean that in the nicest possible way.
So yeah, it's going to take some time to get set up. But today was all about let's just get out, see what's happening. I'll probably get out this weekend with the wife and kids. So that'll be fun to get kids out here. And, other than that, pretty successful day.
Absolutely. It's
not the hugest fish, but it was a nice chubby one.
Yeah, it was. It was really pretty.
Yeah, so that's good. And for another video, and Dave and I get out later in the fall, and Dave was actually the star of the show in this one. Dave's going to point to the video, and other than that, 54 Bus is out of here. We'll catch you guys out on the water. What, Dave?
Later.